Urban congestion has made an unwelcome comeback in many major cities, despite the rise in remote work across corporate offices. The quiet, free-flowing streets we glimpsed during the COVID-19 pandemic now feel like a fleeting dream. But change may be on the horizon, quite literally. If the rapid development of electric vertical takeoff and landing, eVTOL aircraft and advanced drones continues, the skies could soon start relieving the pressure on our roads, according to Fleet Mobility Today, FMT. eVTOLs are fully electric aircraft designed to take off and land vertically, eliminating the need for traditional runways. Drones, on the other hand, are unmanned aerial vehicles that operate either remotely or autonomously using advanced sensors and software. Together, they represent the future of low-altitude mobility. The global eVTOL market, valued at roughly $12 billion in 2024, primarily driven by research, prototypes, and pre-orders, is expected to soar to $30 to $50 billion by 2030, and possibly reach $1 trillion by 2040, depending on the pace of regulatory approval, infrastructure rollout, and technological readiness. Major aerospace giants like Boeing, Airbus, and Embraer are actively exploring this low-altitude space, but they aren't alone. Innovative companies such as Lilium and Volocopter from Germany, Elbit Systems from Israel, and EHang Holdings and Hefei Airlines from China are already deep into development. In a landmark move on March 29, 2025, EHang and Hefei were granted permits by the Civil Aviation Administration of China for autonomous passenger drones. This clears the runway for commercial unmanned flights and brings flying taxis closer to everyday reality, as reported by the South China Morning Post. Here in the Americas, FMT spotlights leading players such as Archer Aviation, Bell Textron, Beta Technologies, Joby Aviation, Lift Aircraft, Moog, Piasecki Aircraft Corporation, Whisk Aero, and XTI Aircraft Company in the United States, as well as Eve Air Mobility in Brazil. Noteworthy recent developments include Joby Aviation aiming to launch eVTOL air taxi services in Dubai by 2026, Archer Aviation securing $300 million to develop eVTOL aircraft for the defense sector, Eve Air Mobility receiving an additional $35 million from Brazil's National Development Bank, BNDES, to accelerate development through 2025. As for the U.S. regulatory landscape, industry insiders caution that the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, may not issue the first type certification for eVTOL aircraft until 2027 at the earliest. This makes it a race not just of innovation but also of patience and policy. Stay tuned for the latest on fleet and mobility innovation on fleetmobilitytoday.com.
Fleet Mobility Today.